John and Berti Gronski here. Hey Berti, didn't we have a great bicycle ride today?
Oh, absolutely we did. We biked 26 miles on the rail trail and we killed it.
We had a fantastic time. And you know, it came to mind today that as we were cycling on the rail trail, you could learn so much and learn so many lessons, believe it or not, about emotional intelligence. You know, the 5 domains of emotional intelligence are self-awareness, self-control, self-motivation, empathy, and relationship management. You could learn something about all 5 of those domains when you're out there. What do you think, Berti?
Yeah, you can really learn stuff on the trail.
Yeah. So anyway, let me go over, quickly all 5 of those domains and what I learned and probably what we learned today about those domains of emotional intelligence. You know, first of all, self-awareness. You know, when you're out there on the rail trail cycling, you gotta be self-aware. You gotta understand, did you have enough water with you? Are you hydrating enough? Are you eating enough? Are you gonna be able to make it back to your start point? Do you have enough fuel in your body? And then you've gotta be aware of your surroundings. You know, we've noticed that there's a lot of novice cyclists out there today, right?
Yes, there were quite a few.
Yeah, like people who, middle-aged, who probably haven't cycled since they were young children. So these novice cyclists could kind of do some strange things which could almost be a little bit dangerous, right?
Correct.
Yeah. I'll give you an example. We were biking about probably 17, 18 miles an hour, coming up on this group of bikers, and they were going over a little bridge in front of us, and then all of a sudden, I think it was 5 of them, they just plain stopped in the middle of the bridge. They were just took up the whole trail as we were coming up pretty quickly behind them. So again, we had to use our self-awareness to realize that these people, they look like novice cyclists because they didn't have helmets or anything on, and we realized that they could probably do some pretty squirrely things out there. So we were able to stop in time. And then self-control. You know, when something like this happens on the rail trail, isn't it aggravating?
It is, but we got to deal with it.
Yeah, you got to deal with it. You have to have self-control. You don't want to have rail trail rage or anything like that. So I was able to control my emotions, and so was Berti. We said good morning to them and, wished them a good day, and we made our way in between them all, and then we continued on our ride. But that leads into the next domain of emotional intelligence, which is self-motivation. And after this happened, this incident on the bridge with these novice cyclists, I had been in a good mood, but then when that happened, I kind of got in a little bit of a sour mood.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized that, hey, I'm out here with my wife Berti, we're having a good time, we're cycling, the weather is beautiful, just gorgeous scenery in Pennsylvania. And I realized, why should I be aggravated? Why should I let somebody else be in control of my emotions? So using self-motivation, I was able to move myself from this emotion of aggravation to an emotion of joy again and well-being, and just happy to be out there with Berti. And then the 4th domain of emotional intelligence is empathy. And that's really understanding how other people feel. So, as we passed through these bikers who were cluttering up the bridge, a couple of them said that they were sorry, and I could see the look on their face. They looked a little bit embarrassed, and that's why we didn't give them a hard time. We just said, hey, no problem, just be safe out here, have a good day. You have to be empathetic. You have to understand how other people are feeling. Now, that doesn't mean you've got to throw yourself into that emotion yourself, but you've got to have that ability to understand how other people are feeling. And I will say this, in terms of emotional intelligence, if you cannot master self-awareness and self-control, it's almost impossible to be empathetic or to understand how other people are feeling. Because Berti, what do you think? If you're not aware of your own feelings, how are you going to be aware of anybody else's feelings?
You can't.
No. So you've got to master those 2 internal domains first. And then the 5th domain of emotional intelligence is relationship management. And every time Berti and I see somebody out there with a trailer being pulled by the bicycle, and we look in the trailer and we see that there's a young baby in the trailer, we always stop and we give them a book, this book, The Ride of Our Lives, that I wrote about our journey across the United States with our baby, our 15-month-old baby in 1983. And when we hand them this book, we strike up a conversation, we develop a relationship with these folks that we meet on the rail trail, and it just, just makes the ride that much more fun, doesn't it?
And they really appreciate it.
They do. They appreciate that. First of all, we recognize that they're doing a great thing as a parent, being out there with their young baby as they're pulling that baby in the trailer, and then they look at the book and they see that, we made a cross-country journey across the United States, 4,500 miles, 90 days on the road with our 15-month-old, and they feel like they have a bond with us. So anyway, that's the lessons I learned today while we were on the rail trail. I learned lessons about the 5 domains of emotional intelligence and how you could apply the lessons of emotional intelligence in almost anything that you're doing in your life. So again, this is John and Berti Gronski wishing you a good day and saying, remember, iron sharpens iron.